Hey, YouTubers, it's your girl Tosh, aka Miss Rocketon, and today I am 4 weeks post op. Yeah. Listen, how has gastric bypass been treating me so far? How have I been feeling? Am I losing any weight? If you want to know the answers to them questions, stick around and I'm going to get right into the video. Okay, guys, so thank you so much for coming back to my channel. I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to get right into it. So, what have I been going through these last 4 weeks? My first 7 days at home, everything was okay, like I explained a lot of things in my last video, so I don't want to keep saying the same things over and over again. Everything was okay in my first 7 days. Going into 2 weeks, I got my hunger back. I would say around, to be all the way honest, it had to been around day 12, 13, 14. I called the surgeon's nurse. I talked to her first, and I'm like, is it normal for me to be hungry? And she was like, oh, no, you probably just hungry because you see food and you want it. And I'm just like, okay, that probably makes sense. But after I talked to her that day, maybe a couple days after that, I really started to get like pains in my stomach, like really telling me that I was hungry. So I waited until day 14 and I called them up and I asked them, like, I really think that I want to eat some food. You think I'm ready to eat food? And she was saying that the nutritionist, she basically was just saying that, we can self-advance if we feel like we're ready. She asked me, did I have any vomiting, any nausea? I didn't experience any of that. So basically day 14, I started puree. I basically wouldn't say puree because the type of things that I was eating was just getting chopped up really fine. So it wasn't like a puree status. What I had started eating was, and what I'm still eating now is, I was getting the cans of tuna fish, the packets of tuna fish. I was getting the cans of chicken breasts. I just went shopping recently and I found bumblebee crab meat in the can. I had the imitation crab meat that you can buy at the market, and I also had shrimp. Now, the shrimp actually pureed, but the texture of the shrimp, no, I didn't. Excuse me, I didn't like the texture of the pureed shrimp, so I stopped eating pureed shrimp like right away. But I've been continuing with chicken salad, tuna salad. I did have the bumblebee canned crab meat. It's okay. I made little tiny crab cakes out of it, and it was okay. This was just recently with the crab cakes, by the way, because I don't know if I could have really ate it before, but they were really soft. I didn't deep fry them or anything like that. I just pan fried it with the cooking spray, and I finished them off in the oven. But anyway, that's just a little bit of what I have been eating since I started the puree stage. I went to my 2-week post-op appointment June 10th. I talked to my surgeon. He told me I was doing very well. My incisions are healing very well. He also told me that weight loss surgery patients, they lose between 15 and 20 pounds in their first month. And so at that point, June 10th, I had already lost 16 pounds for my 2-week post-op appointment. So he was raving about that because he's like, most weight loss patients lose between 15, I said 15 and 20. It was 15 and 30 pounds. And he was like, well, you're halfway there so far. So I'm like, okay, I'm doing good or whatever. So, and then I talked to the nutritionist and we talked about how puree stage was going. That's my air conditioner. I know you can probably hear it is loud. We talked about how the puree stage was going. Also, go back a little bit. I was approved to go to the gym and only do the treadmill. So I've been doing the treadmill for 60 minutes a day this past week. So back to the nutritionist. We talked about everything. We talked about all the vitamins. I'm going to get into my vitamins later. But we talked about all the vitamins that I've been taking. She also, after we talked about the puree stage, she was saying, again, if I felt comfortable and everything was okay with my stomach, I can self advance to soft stage. So I kind of sort of did that because some of the things in soft stage is still some of the things in puree stage. Soft fish. I just recently got. I thought it was sardines. I mean, it's almost the same thing. The can says mackerels. I got the mackerels and I tasted them and they were really really good. So I think I'm gonna stick with the sardines and the mackerels. I really really like the way they tasted. Um, so yeah, that's part of the soft stage. Baked fish is part of the soft stage. I haven't had baked fish yet, but I intend to. Mashed potatoes is part of the soft stage. Soft vegetables is part of the soft stage. Also, you can introduce crackers, but they have to be really crunchy crackers. I don't know. I just had a box of crackers. I don't know what happened to them. I got Triscuits. Um, I looked back into my book that I got from my dietitian. They were supposed to be the lower fat or whatever, but these ones aren't. So I stopped eating them and I'm going to go back and get the other ones. So those are just a couple things that I can introduce into my diet with the soft diet. I'm going to probably insert some pictures of like the puree stage, things that I could have, and I'll insert the soft diet, the things that I can have. So yeah, that's what I've been doing for like the first 3 weeks. Um, this week is when I was approved for the gym last week. So I started the gym last Friday. Some things happened. I wasn't able to get back to the gym, but I went to the gym all this week, every day this week, except for Monday. And I'm really happy with the results that I'm getting from the gym. I'm really, really excited about that. I just want to get into some things that I have and haven't experienced. My whole 4 weeks so far, I have not had any nausea. I haven't had any vomiting. All right, stop. I have had vomiting. This was my fault though. Probably maybe a week and a half to 2 weeks after I came home from the hospital, I was drinking a protein shake. I didn't listen to my stomach because at first I was getting like with my stomach. Oh, she's a diva. Her name is coming soon. Um, with my stomach, I had like a warning pain, and it was just like, stop now. You take another sip, you take another bite, you're going to be in a world of trouble. That's where I was with my stomach at that point. But I didn't listen. I took another sip of the protein shake, and then it was just like, oh, I felt terrible. I was actually sitting outside my mother in law's house, so I went inside her house. I went in the bathroom, and I started throwing up. It wasn't much. It was like frothy. It was just like really frothy, and I didn't really, didn't much come up basically. But I felt horrible for about 20 minutes after that. I don't know if that's dumping because I see something about um, fever, or I'm not sure, fever, diarrhea. So I didn't have all of that. I just threw up and I felt a little bad for about 20 minutes on my stomach. But then after that, I felt fine. But that's the only vomiting experience that I have had. Constipation, I say maybe 4 times out of this whole 4 weeks, I've had constipation. It was really more so week 2, week 3. I haven't had any constipation since then. I normally, before surgery, normally I've moved my bowels without any problem. And I'm like slowly working back up to that. Like I haven't been constipated except for like the couple times I told y'all. Other than that, I haven't had any complications, any bad side effects. I have been doing surprisingly well. And I say surprisingly well because I joined the whole weight loss community, and I see everybody go through their ups and downs. And I see that everybody is different, and I know that everybody is different, but I just felt like with the luck I had, I was going to have a really hard time. And like I said, surprisingly, I have not had a hard time. Knock on wood. I don't want to jinx myself. It was an experience that I had recently. I was in a restaurant with my husband and my kids. Mind you, this is the first time that I've been in a restaurant with a bunch of people eating food. So normally, like at this stage, it's like I eat when I'm in the house because I don't carry around a little cooler pack, which I might have to start doing. I don't know. But I normally eat when I'm in the house. We went to this pizza restaurant and it was on a boardwalk. So it wasn't like a restaurant, but it was like a eatery where you sit in and eat. Um, my kids was in there eating pizza. My husband was in there. He had a stromboli, or he had something, a calzone or something like that. Now, to be honest, them eating doesn't bother me because duh, they have to eat. And I'm not like, oh, can y'all not eat this, that, and the third? Like, they don't have the problem that I had. So they can eat whatever they want. And normally when we're in a house and when we're in the house, it doesn't bother me. But we were in this restaurant and my husband was in the bathroom and I had went and got his food and sat on the table, covered it up or whatever. And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, I'm not trying to stare at him, can't help but look. It's like tables, 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 tables. She's eating, he's eating, they're eating, he's eating, she's eating. So I got really in my head, really frustrated. And when my husband finally did come out the bathroom, I'm like, babe, can I get the keys? I want to go sit in the car. And he's like not even understanding. Like he probably thinking like, what the hell is wrong with her? And I'm just like, I want to go to the car. And he's like, well, I'm going to grab my food. So we went to the car. And he's like, babe, what's wrong or whatever like that. And I'm like, y'all don't understand. And here come the tears. Everybody is eating and I can't eat. And I just don't want to sit around people eating. And I just wanted to get in the car and be by myself. Babe, why you crying? Because you don't understand. I'm trying to deal with this. I'm trying to deal. So emotional, so over the top. It was crazy. It was crazy. And, I sat there and I thought about it. This is the decision that I made to get healthy. So, I mean, I'm battling with myself at times. Like I said, when I'm sitting at home or if I'm at my mother-in-law's house and it's different. Let me tell you why I know why I felt like it was different. I'm going to explain to you why was it a different feeling for me. Because if I'm at home, if I'm at my mother-in-law's house, I have my food. I can go to the refrigerator because I've been doing a lot of meal prepping. I have my little containers and I make stuff for the day or whatever like that. So if I'm going to my mother-in-law's house or if I'm going to a family member's house, I'll just bring my stuff with me. And when people start eating, I just eat my stuff, whether it's what I want to eat or not. So, and when I'm at home and when they're eating, I just eat my stuff. But it was like we were at a place where there were no options for me to get anything to eat. But it was no options for me. So I just got in my head and I lost it. But I had that emotional experience and I wanted to share it with you guys because I had to come on Instagram with my weight loss family and everybody was like, oh, don't worry about it. Been there, done that. Like, oh, you made the decision to be healthy. And I know that I made this decision, things like that. But they made me feel a lot better because I wasn't by myself. At some point in time, somebody probably has a breakdown. And I was just glad to know that I wasn't by myself. So this will probably be the end of this video because I don't want to go on too long. I don't want to make my first video very long. But I'm going to do a part 2 and I'm going to show you my vitamins and I'm going to show you some other things that I have to make my life a whole lot easier. And I'm going to talk more about my getting the fluids in and some other things that I've had some other things that I've been doing to get all my proteins in. So thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to comment if you have anything to say. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Share this video. Somebody might get something out of it. You never know. So I will see you guys in part 2 and I am out here.